Hello, listeners. Hello. Hey, it's Aaron. Tommy's internet crapped out. Cox sucks Cox. And this is the Super Pod Saga. Yep, it's Super Pod Saga, all right. Yeah, again, Tommy's internet went out. He was just here, like 10 minutes ago. He was here, but now he's not. Again, Cox sucks Cox, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, Super Pod Saga, the show you're listening to right now, where normally Tommy and I discuss every topic there is about video games. But it's just me and our guests today. We have all the guys from You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, what up? I also suffer the Cox internet, and I'm going to blame that all on my technical difficulties. This is Sheamus from You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast, but I'm here now, and thank you for having us.
You bet. Yeah, go ahead and intro your show or introduce yourselves and your show and any games you like to play, all that stuff.
My name is Ryan. They call me the host with the most on the show. It's an honor to be here. I just want to say right off the bat.
Hell yeah!
I'm ready to do this. I've been working out for this. I'm in 20-degree weather. I'm doing sit-ups and shit right now.
Just to stay alive.
He's just trying his most, or he's trying his best to
He's just trying to keep the blood flowing.
And I am Gregg from the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I play all sorts of games, and I love The Last of Us. And I used to love Overwatch, but not so much anymore because blood pressure.
You made that too much about you. Just kidding. But to tell you about our podcast, we just like to have fun. We talk about various topics. We're kind of a potpourri of all over the place. But yeah, our passions, we're just like movies, video games, comedy, just valid topics. We like to just have fun with things. But thanks for having us on, and definitely video games is one of our passions.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
And I was introing myself, not our podcast, but thank you.
I know, I was just joking with you.
Well, so
it sounds like we're a match made in heaven. What's that one Christian dating app?
Christian Mingle?
Christian Mingle, yeah. We all met on Christian Mingle for podcasters anyway.
IGN Mingles.
Hey, you don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
That's true. So yeah, today we're talking about almost great games that were almost really, really good, but had one or a few fatal flaws. And we asked our Discord community, what are some games that are almost great in your eyes? Basically any game that turned out just shy of great because of some dookie game design. The first one, Chan, he says, Breath of the Wild is almost great, but with the weapon durability, easy dungeons, and at times the world feels scarce. So for those reasons and some miscellaneous stuff, I think it's just okay. Final Fantasy 15, that game is good, but well, we all know the situation with that one.
Final 15, is that the one where they drove around the car, or is that the one afterwards?
Yeah, it's the car.
Yeah, I mean, like the game, the combat was cool, and like the game started cool, but there was no story, and the characters were just boring.
Yeah, and there was, they banked a lot. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a little bit. That was one of my picks, but yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit as to a lot of the mess stuff they fucked up with that one.
I love Breath of the Wild.
I know, like
a lot of people do.
The weapon durability does suck, but I mean that kind of like the world is in ruins, and so are all the weapons.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, this next one is a take that I kind of agree with. Pizza Dinosaur, he says, Secret of Mana is almost great, but the palette-swapped castles are embarrassing, and the combat frustrations of just being locked in infinite stun until you die, and the CPU controlled by party members being so dumb makes it impossible for me to call it great. I agree, but I still love the game.
So I'm assuming he's talking about the remake,
the original one.
Oh, the original. See, I don't remember having many issues with that. I love that game. The music was great.
The music is great.
The co-op, like that was when we actually sat around and played like on the same screen. Nowadays, that's unheard of.
Yeah, that was some Super Nintendo shit, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it 3-way too, or could you only do 2?
I mean, it got that way eventually.
Someone busted out the bacon grease and made it a 3-way. There we go.
Hey,
God damn.
Yeah, that was a great game. It was fun. I mean, like just the co-op aspect obviously made it, but the story was cool and the boss fights. It was just a good story. I liked it.
Yeah, the CPU that controls your party members does fucking suck sometimes though. Like if you're going around like too tight a corner, they'll get stuck. Like
Yeah. Well, what
running.
year? What year was this? Like 93,
I,
94?
I think yeah, like 90, 92 or 93. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like 92, I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, AI was just being born.
that that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Sarah Connor was even born yet.
Well, is that true? I feel like she was born yet.
Did she
Released-
have the
definitely
AI?
was.
Released in Japan in 1993.
Oh shit. Danny Retro Wars podcast. He says, "Link to the past. Still can't get over the fact Link's sprite walks like he has a cock up his ass or needs to shit himself. I mean, yeah, he does run funnily.
Oh, that's the second one, right?
No, that was the top down one. That was like the
Yeah, that's
third.
it.
That was the
That's
Super
the
Nintendo
Super
one.
NES.
No, this Link to the Past is the second one, right?
That was the Super
Yeah.
Nintendo one.
He's talking
second-
about the Super Nintendo one?
Yes.
Game's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Out of here, dude.
Yeah.
I can't agree with that.
You
at all.
have
That's-
any complaints against that?
That's
What?
like, that's like one of the best. That's top 3 Zelda in my opinion. Not top 5
Well,
maybe because they've all been so good.
Back in the
lately.
day, yes, that was the cream of the crop.
Yeah, that's one of the few Zelda games I've beaten. That and like Breath of the Wild and Wind Waker. Those are the only
that-
games I've beaten.
That game was like a remake of the first Zelda, but like 10 times better.
Yeah,
and it was
just to be
amazing.
sure, we're talking about the one with a mirror, right? And you're going from fucking world to world.
Yeah.
Oh
from,
my
like, the regular
god,
world
dude,
to
that
the
was
dark world.
amazing. I love that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, he's nitpicking.
Yeah. And even if he does walk like he has to shit, who hasn't walked like that in their life?
Like, do you know what? I don't know what elves walk like.
So I feel like this person's talking about the second one, and it's confusing the reviewer because the second one,
the gold cassette.
yeah, the side scrolling one where he's like fucking
Oh.
like where he
That-
walks like where he walks like a stick up his ass.
The hardest Zelda ever made.
Yeah,
The Adventure of Link. That's the second one. I couldn't think of
Yeah.
the fucking.
yeah, the Adventure of
subtitle
Link. That's the one. I mean, maybe he's confusing it. If he's not, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. Rick, Pixel Project Radio, he says Lost Odyssey. That game to me was so close to 10 out of 10, but was too inconsistent in the pacing and writing. It's a damn shame. I wanted it to be perfect. I've only gotten to like disc 2 of that game, so I cannot say, but yeah, that game was pretty cool.
I wanted to play that game for a long time. It was just it's one of those games that I just never got to.
I don't think I played that one.
I have not played it. I'm thinking of Shadow of Colossus.
Yeah, Lost Odyssey was one of the very few 360 exclusive RPGs, and it's pretty cool, but it's different. Like the combat is really fucking different, and the characters, like there's immortals. I don't know. I haven't beaten the game, but
to this day, there's still not enough exclusives on the Xbox.
I know. At least we got Hi-Fi Rush. Woohoo!
Sunset Overdrive, right? Was that Xbox?
Yeah, that game was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that game was fucking awesome. And it was
Yeah,
hilarious. That game was one of the funniest games I've ever played.
There you go. That's a game that could have been great, but it wasn't.
Nah, fuck that. That game was great. Let's
Weird.
go! Sunset
Love the
Overdrive.
weapons in that game.
Yeah,
The,
it's just
the
like Rollerdrome. Have you played that game?
I haven't played. Is that like the roller derby looking
Yeah,
one?
well, yeah, dude. So that game is kind of almost a throwback to Sunset Overdrive. If you likes that, you'd probably dig that game.
Oh, hell
Rollerdrome's the
yeah.
shit.
A throwback. They were like 3 years apart.
Rollerdrome came out like last year.
Yeah.
I think
When
s-
did Sunset Overdrive come out?
I think like 2015.
2001.
2000.
Well, all right.
It
You're
was like-
stretching, dude.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
like-
like no, it was like 2015 or something. You're probably right.
he's like 1985.
Yeah, 1965. It's ahead of the time.
When was Prohibition? No, I'm kidding. Ho Cham, he says, don't know how hot of an opinion this is, but Sea of Stars could have done with more abilities to use in combat per character to spice things up a bit. Also, story didn't hit for me, but I'd rather have good combat than story. Unchained Echoes #1, baby. Yeah, Sea of Stars was almost cool. God damn it. But the character, like the two main characters, they're like cardboard cutouts of each other and they fucking suck.
I downloaded it. I never played it, but I read good things about it.
Yeah, it plays like the way it plays is awesome, but like the story is and the characters are pretty eh. It's no Persona or like Final Fantasy, that's for true, but
I would not sacrifice story for combat. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it
feel
all.
that, yeah.
We've seen the best of combat that we've seen. You know, like I love Ghost of Tsushima combat. I think that's the best I've ever seen. Obviously, the new Final Fantasies, the real time combat's great. They lack story, and if you don't have the story, I'm not going to remain engaged.
That is true. Dave, remember 64. He says, "For me, don't hate me, people, but not Bethesda. Wait, but not Bethesda open world games like Skyrim. Starfield is my jam, but everything before that always felt lacking to me."
See,
I
Starfield is my number one pick coming into this. Like they took the fun out of the exploration, even though it should be more fun. You're going through hundreds of planets. You know, the lack of a ground map, same old inventory issues. You
Yeah.
know, despite
Yeah.
having a ship's cargo hold, the character animation was awful, bland. Quests were impersonal. You know, the lack of immersion that other Bethesda games had. You know, like every single Elder Scrolls, you know, sucked me in. I could play for hours and hours and feel like I just get absorbed in the world. You know, Starfield didn't do that for me.
Plus, you had to go in like 18 menus to like land on a planet.
Oh my fucking god, yeah.
I liked it though. I still enjoyed stuff. At first, when I played it, I'm like, all right, this game's like a fucking 7.
Same. Like at first, I was like, I can't stop playing this game, but it lost its luster real quick, and I was like, you know, this game's lacking that other Bethesda games had, like Fallout's and Elder Scrolls.
Well, at first I thought it was just like really average, but then it got like better for me, and I was like, all right, this game's like an 8.5, maybe a 9, and then again, it just lost its luster to me as well too. I still think it's good, but yeah, it just wasn't great.
I'm hoping that it will get better with, you know, future patches, and I want to go back to it, you know, but and in my opinion, it wasn't that great game. It was a game that could have been great.
I feel that. Yeah, we can get to that more in a little bit here. Adam, enter the survival horror. He says, Shadow of Mordor / Shadow of War have incredibly fun base gameplay wrapped in the most dog shit stories.
Yeah.
Also, Shadow of War has the worst double jump in video games. I've not played Shadow of War. I've played Shadow of Mordor, and yeah, that was pretty fun. Except I got really fucking pissed off at the Nemesis system and stopped playing about like halfway through.
Yeah.
See, I thought about bringing these games up too because I thought they were great games, excellent games, like, you know. But there's just too much content out there, like that can top these games. Like they were great, but they couldn't engage me for long enough.
Yeah, it was I liked the Nemesis system and how like enemies could, like if they killed you, they could they could rank up in their like little
Right.
hierarchy.
I did like that. I did like how all the named orcs and whatnot.
Yep,
You
that was
know,
kind of unique when it first happened.
It was
You could boss
definitely,
them
like I
around.
said, I think both these games were great, but there was something lacking in them that made them have that lasting power, made them have that greatness that, you know, you're going to remember and be like, that's in the top.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it. That's all of them. Thank you everybody in our Discord for submitting all of your answers. We appreciate that. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of Super Pod Saga. I guess we're less of like meat and potatoes. We're more like a school lunch, like like McRib kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah.
and, like-
Applesauce and a brownie.
A little bland steak-um that you got to fucking throw French's mustard all over.
Ooh, or
Instant
Elio's
mashed
pizza.
potatoes. Oh, school lunch pizza, the square pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
It can never be replicated outside of school either. Like you could try, but you're not going to get that same classic school feel you had.
That's
Who's the
true.
Simpsons cook there, the lady?
Oh, yeah. With a really gruff voice.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I
Yeah,
don't
which
know.
What's the soup of the day? Bread. What the-
you fucking broke me, dude.
Bread.
Who wants to start us off?
It's Doris Friedman. Lunch Lady Doris.
Lunch Lady Doris, that's right. Yeah, she's smoking a butt.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's start over because I already started. Let's start with Starfield. Like, tell me what you guys felt.
I I played like maybe a couple of hours of it. I was still in the middle of a couple of other games, so I didn't get too far in it. But like every time I think about coming back to it, I'm just like, it's just space Skyrim.
But without the exploration of Skyrim, like you can't just walk
Yeah,
across the planet and find shit.
I was hoping it'd have that kind of thing. You can make some like really dumb looking fucking spaceships and like
Yeah, you
cruise
can.
around in space and
Yeah,
you're
I
like
get that.
caterpillar. Like
I'm not
what-
like the builder though. Like I want to
No, I
explore
know.
and like kill shit. So like Skyrim to me, like it didn't. Or sorry, Starfield to me didn't have that Skyrim or Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
feel. Like I want to walk around and be like, "Ooh, piece of candy, piece of candy." You know, you get distracted from your main quest, right? Because you're just walking towards it, and you find this like dungeon or something, and you just go into it and you clean it out.
You're up to your tits in those like dwarven Dwemer cubes or electric Dwemer cubes. There we go. I had to think of the song that goes along with it.
Some of those,
Yeah, the
Down to-
Duergars, shit.
some of the planets are so barren, and then when you have to go into those rooms, like the temples, where you have to float up to the fucking sparkling things, that thing it's so repetitive doing that,
Oh.
floating for like 5 minutes in the same spot with like just, hey, I'm just gonna float back and forth to these sparkles. Yeah.
So look, I retired my Xbox to my children, all right?
Good
In
move.
favor of the far superior PS5.
So,
And
Controversy.
I've already played the world's greatest space opera, and it was fucking Mass Effect.
True.
And I don't want to do it
That's
again with a Bethesda game.
I did want to do it. I just wanted them to do it right. Like you had all the resources. You basically launched Fallout 76 again. That pissed me off. You have the inventory management system, you're buggy, and I know that I hear that Fallout 76 became like a great game afterwards. But that's what I'm hoping from Starfield. But again, you left me wanting more, and you disappointed me, Bethesda.
yeah, I like Starfield. I literally have like 5 days of hours worth of Starfield. Like
Holy shit.
But so with my Xbox, I found myself playing Skate 3 more than I was playing Starfield, and I was like, all right, this is a problem. I'm playing 2013 or 2010 Skate 3 instead of these awesome games where I'm drowning in amazing games of the years games.
I feel
Yeah,
that.
there's too much content. TV, video games, whatever, movies. Yeah.
Spider-Man
Well,
2.
My kid's playing Starfield right now. He's like, Dad, there's over 1,000 planets, and I'm like, why?
See, that's my biggest gripe with Starfield is I don't want 1,000 planets. I want 10, 15, 20 of them that are filled with content and, filled with life.
Unique.
Like
They got to be
Baldur's
unique
Gate.
too.
Right. Baldur's Gate 3 just blows that out. The amount of work they put into Baldur's Gate 3, they deserve the credit. Game of the year.
I feel that. I wish I had put more time into Starfield to be able to add to any of this, but I got like I was walking through one planet. I got to like a military base or something. People started shooting at me, and I immediately started killing them. And then I saved and stopped.
Yeah, but the fact that you really haven't gone back, some of it's probably to the amount of other games that are out there right now, and some was to the fact that it was lacking.
Well, dude, the space combat was annoying at first, but once you beefed up your ship, it was awesome. And once you got the jetpack, that was kind of cool.
See,
But
I'd rather play X-Wing.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it was like, if I'm playing an RPG, like, I want The Witcher 3. Like, that's what I want, where the missions are like way more involved.
See, I can't wait for the new Witcher with the Unreal Engine 5 because Witcher was amazing. Like the game, the graphics, the quests were amazing. They were like engaged you, but I'm waiting for it was a little like even all the Grand Theft Auto games. You know how they're not like the most aiming or they're kind of twitchy. Your game, you turn around like it's a little frustrating, right? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just the move.
They're not as smooth that a gunner as some games can be. So the gunplay or the action, I'm hoping that with the Unreal Engine 5, The Witcher's gonna like come around and just like blow us away.
I'm sure it will.
I mean,
Who has the next pick?
All right, I'll go. I got a bit of a throwback though. All right,
Okay.
I'm going Fable 2.
Oh,
Ooh.
absolutely. All
I
the
love
Fables.
I love Fable. Like
Yeah.
if you grew up with like Monty Python humor and shit, I mean it's right on brand. It's fucking
Oh yeah.
But they never gave us the promised co-op. It was
Yeah.
fake co-op.
well, you know, it's
You can
still
bring your fake avatar in here, but you can't bring these things out. You know, you can play on this fake person, but you're benefiting nothing but wasting your time.
You might as well just leave the dog there. Like just stick with you and the dog.
Right. I hate fake co-op games. Don't give me a bogus co-op.
they had so much right going for Fable. Like I love the combat in it. I think it's fun. I think it's cheeky. But then the last fucking mission in that game ruined the whole thing for me. You don't get an epic boss fight. You don't get shit like that. All this time you spend building up your guy, and then the last mission is you literally aim at someone and shoot, and it's over.
I never made it far, but it sounds like the Dark Tower series.
And I'm sorry for the spoiler.
I know.
The Dark Tower, dude. Fable 2 was it's so like that's everybody else in the world. Like everybody else loves that game and has played that game the most, but I'm a fucking stooge and I've played Fable 3 the most, even though that one kind of blows. But yeah, Fable 2, I think one of the biggest problems I had with that game was that it was pretty fucking short. Like it was, if I remember right.
I think we can lump all the Fables into this category of should have been great.
Sure.
Yeah, because Fable's like good. I played all the Fables, but I was never like blown away. I always thought Fable had really good elements,
and good potential.
Exactly. Like, they were like one of the first people, other than the reason why I bought the original Xbox, Star Wars Knights of the Republic, of like the good and evil system that they started doing, and then Fable did that obviously as well with like the horns and shit.
But with less character with this, I don't know. Knights of the Republic was great.
Yeah. The morality system in Fable was really fucking cool too, especially in the first game, because like this is one I remember the most. If you took the evil route, the story was dramatically different, because you would, like, one of the last things you do is kill off the entire heroes guild. You kill the old man, and then it's like ha ha ha, you're evil, and you're the strongest evil guy. Ha ha ha.
You did it.
It's like, that's Xbox.
But like no one really did that was before, so that was pretty unique. Yeah. So I got to give Fable like its due. Like I wasn't like I'm huge Fable fan like Ryan.
Oh yeah.
But,
well, like you said, I mean, like, let's take Baldur's Gate. It's hard for a developer to put so much time and effort, hours and hours, into quest logs that nobody's ever going to see. It's got to be tough. They want you to see like everything they're doing, but I respect that they're like, we're not going to let you do it all in one playthrough. You got to, like, there's consequences,
No, they
don't.
Yeah. They want to package it up and sell it as a DLC.
They didn't do that, though.
I'm just joking, though. Most developers do. They're like, oh, all this extra content, or like half this game is ready.
Yeah, Mass Effect 3. Pointing the finger right at Mass Effect 3, baby. That locking that true ending through DLC. Asura's Wrath did the same fucking thing too. Fuck them. Don't give me the true ending to a game through DLC.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's only $5, but it's still ass. It's still Buffalo ass.
That's why I don't like developers that are holding back content for a DLC. Like, that should be shit you're thinking of, like, building onto it. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah,
that's tough to say now.
Yeah, how long was that Mass Effect shit? It's like, hey guys, remember me? You haven't played Mass Effect for like a year, but you remember me? We're gonna do the actual ending for this one, so buy it. It's like, go fuck yourself.
Speaking of fucking themselves, who's got the next pick? Or I guess,
that's me.
All right.
I'm gonna say
that's Gregg, by the way.
Gregg, by the way.
2 G's.
One, yeah, Gregory. 12/1/22, December, they released Callisto Protocol.
Oh shit! Okay.
So
the Dead Space successor that didn't succeed anything.
Yeah, and I still like Callisto Protocol because, again, the story was really cool and the atmosphere is awesome. Just, it's so fucking buggy and there's so much wrong with it. when you play it at first, you're like, oh my god, this game's amazing. Then like 10 minutes in, you're like, all right, this game
I enjoyed it, and I did beat it, so that says something because I don't beat a lot of games that aren't really good.
How long was it?
Probably like 12.
It's 10 hours.
14.
I
10
looked,
hours.
I
That's
looked
not
that
bad.
up. It will tell, so probably for us, like 12 to 13, maybe 15.
And I enjoyed it, but it didn't have that same feel. It didn't have, it did have a cool story. It wasn't Dead Space for me though. The guns weren't as cool. The creatures weren't as intuitive. I just wasn't there.
See, for me, I thought the story was very close to Dead Space.
I think the story was great.
Yeah,
I'm just saying everything else was lacking.
the story really bailed the game out, and some of the combat shit was pretty cool, but like again, it was extremely frustrating. They gave it away for one of the PS5 or one of the PS exclusives, or I'm sorry, the month games there, whatever it is, PS Plus. They gave it away, and I don't know who picked it up and played it, but
Yeah,
Ryan,
I was already done with it.
Ryan, did you play that shit?
I downloaded it.
Nice. Again, it's worth playing just for the story, and I'm sure they've done some upgrades to it to make it maybe be a little bit smoother. But I don't know game.
This reminds me of the glorified mailman game. I mean,
Glorified mailman game?
with Daryl from The Walking Dead. I wanted this game to be amazing, but I didn't want to be a mailman.
That's a good call. That's a good game for this list, actually. Death Stranding.
Absolutely, like
Not enough Monster Energy.
Sponsored by UPS.
they need all the sponsors they can get.
It was creepy, and like some of the shit. Again, that game had a lot of cool elements too. But again, you can feel like a glorified fucking like UPS dude. You're like, all right, I gotta fucking take this shipment with this baby. Now I'm raising this baby on my chest. This baby's helping me live.
Hey man, that canteen, what is it? It converts acid rain to Monster Energy. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I feel like there was no conversion happening though. I think they're the same thing.
That game was way too smart for me. I was just way over my head. I was too dumb to play it. I couldn't build anything. They're like, yeah, build a road and do this. Like,
it was like Minecraft. What the fuck?
Yeah, oh yeah, you were building like roads and shit and like
what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that. it's like what was that? That Detroit Human game? Like had me doing dishes. Get the fuck out of here! I'm done. I'm done. I do enough dishes in real life, man.
I still remember that. The reason why Sheamus hates Detroit being human is because he was forced to do the dishes.
I'm done.
Well, dude, in Red Dead, the greatest game of all time. I said it.
Arguably.
No, it's the greatest game of all time.
I might have liked one better.
No. Nope. Can't be argued. But you were doing chores at your camp.
Yeah, okay.
No.
My biggest gripe was the camp. I can't run?
No, you can't run.
Even with like numerous updates, let me run through camp.
Listen, Arthur Morgan's got really bad knees and
He's
can't
an old man.
run all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He didn't take his Metamucil.
Exactly. Oh, he definitely didn't take his Metamucil.
He's got his turmeric and ginger shots.
He's got the tubercs.
Nobody in tuberculosis is running on free time.
Spoiler
I'm gonna
alert.
sit and walk slow.
Did you see Doc Holliday running anywhere? His gun did the running. You couldn't outrun his guns.
That was deep.
Speaking of tuberculosis, my first pick is Bravely Default. No one has tuberculosis in that game, but holy shit, does that game piss me the fuck off. So it's a 3DS RPG. Fuck, where do I even begin? It's there was a DS game called, it was like Final Fantasy 4 Warriors of Light, which kind of followed like the same, I guess, shit as the original Final Fantasy, where you pick characters of different classes and name them, and then you go fight monsters and awaken crystals and all that shit.
Naturally.
Yep. And Bravely Default was basically the successor to that, except they did so much more. The job system is really fucking cool. Like each character can switch jobs whenever, and then you can mix and match jobs because you have like a primary and a secondary, and there's all sorts of ways to break the game.
There's
by
no
combining
dishes jobs, are there?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's
So
No,
is this a Square Enix game?
yeah, yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I never heard of it. That's what. Actually, this is what I love about you, you and Tommy, because we're all huge gamers too. But you guys play like the most obscure like games I've never heard of.
I know. Tommy always has some like Excel spreadsheet looking game or some like sports game I don't know about, or like some indie game where you walk around and like investigate shit, and all mine are just like, hey, this game came out in 2011 for the DS and it's an RPG or something dumb. Where the game, well, I guess, yeah, the game has a great fucking story with like a cool twist toward the end. It's super rad. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but where it fucking falls, I guess, where it falls flat on its face though, is that to get the true ending to the game, there's this part where you to awaken the 4 crystals like 5 times in a fucking row, and each time you like go to the crystals, you fight a boss, and then you awaken the crystal or whatever. So that's like 20 fucking times. You have to fight a boss, and then awaken the crystal, fight a boss, crystal fight boss, crystal cross, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so you have to do that shit 5 times over and over and over and over, and it's so fucking repetitive and boring.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, too much.
And the bosses get stronger each time you complete a cycle. So you do each crystal, you start over, go to each crystal again, and each boss is stronger, and just repeat until you get to the 5th time. It fucking sucked. I had to like slog my way through it. It was terrible. But the true ending is pretty cool. Like I said, lots of twists. The soundtrack is fucking sick. The combat is cool. The visuals are great. Bravely Default is fuck like 7.5 out of 10 because holy shit.
This has come to other consoles, hasn't it?
This one was only on DS, the 3DS.
It sounds like
3DS.
the bosses are tough because they're doing a lot of crystal. Hey.
I'd be tough too if I did crystal.
Exactly.
You would be able to stop me.
This is actually PCP.
Oh fuck. And the what the fuck? What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there was this like cool little side game to the game where like when you weren't playing and you put your DS to sleep, you could collect items and XP or some shit I forget just by putting your fucking 3DS to sleep and just leaving it plugged in or whatever, and almost great, almost really really cool, but they fucked it up with that.
Shit, son.
Yep. How about you guys? Speaking of shit.
Well, we've talked to Mass Effect. I mean, Andromeda was a huge letdown to me.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean,
That's what I've heard.
It was a different team than whom had made the original trilogy. It was like some crew from Canada.
Well, the original 2, you mean?
And I think it was the first in the series that didn't use the Unreal Engine. And just I felt like the story was lacking. It didn't engage me.
And the characters had that like goofy walk animation too, didn't they? Where like if you wiggle all over the place, their legs would.
Yeah, because they made their own engine. It was like a B studio trying to do their own shit instead of like incorporating what's hot. Almost everyone that, unless you're like a Valve or does Naughty Dog use Unreal Engine? I don't even know. They might have their own engine,
I have no idea.
But
I would assume so.
Unless you're like one of those big AAA studios, don't try and make your own engine.
Yeah.
Just stop, guys.
I watched this one video when the game came out of people just making like as goofy like or making like little goofy walk cycles with their characters. They would walk like their abdomens or like the upper half of their body moved like independently from their lower half, so you could like look to the left and like your upper body would turn, like your arms and everything, but your like the left or the lower part of your body would be like running to the right, and it just looked like one of those like chicken leg walking things from RoboCop. It was pretty cool.
All right.
Ed 209.
Ed 209, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be so great because the Mass Effects are some of my favorite RPGs of like modern years, and Andromeda was a bust.
I wanted to love it. I put like 35, 40 hours into it, but I just couldn't see it through.
I didn't beat it either.
I've got a fun Tommy fact for you guys. Tommy has played Mass Effect 1 and 2. He's never played 3, but he's played Andromeda.
Wait a minute. So I thought 3 was Andromeda.
No.
Oh,
No,
not.
Andromeda came out after 3 a while ago. Who's next?
Ryan?
Well, I guess this is this isn't so much a particular game, and maybe this isn't it's gonna hurt some feelings, maybe,
Don't hurt my feelings.
Bring it on.
but it's all the Soulsborne games.
Ooh.
Okay,
I want to love them.
Like,
I
every
want to love them.
single like
I love-
iteration of them, or just the like main trilogy.
Oh shit!
I want to love them. I want to play
Bloodborne's
Bloodborne
one of the
and
best games.
all the
on
Souls
PS.
games and shit. But I don't have the fucking time to invest in dying like the first 11 seconds of the game like 30 times. It's like, this
The
isn't
first
fun for me.
11 seconds.
This isn't fun for me. I want to have fun with these games. I love the world and I love the fucking enemies and the art design and the atmosphere. But I'm not gonna fucking
I
torture
rage quit
myself over that shit.
Bloodborne at least half a dozen times and said I wasn't going to play it ever again. But I ended up beating it, and it was one of the most rewarding games I've ever played. It was amazing.
I feel you though, man. It's sometimes that shit is tough. Like another fucking dumb, obscure game that I really love, the Shin Megami Tensei games. They're fucking tough.
Yeah.
They're like the Dark Souls of JRPGs, but like once you do die over and over and you figure out a strategy and you fucking beat a boss, you feel so fucking good. You're like, oh my god, my
that
fucking dick
dopamine
is
kicks
so
in, but
swollen
only
right
because
now.
you got like
Fuck
kicked
you.
in the dick like 12 times before that. I mean, I don't see the appeal of making games so goddamn difficult. I'm here to relax and enjoy this game.
Yeah.
I want to whoop everybody's ass in the game. Like, I don't play on easy, but I don't feel like having to repeat like an hour of my gameplay. Like, it's fun.
Oh yeah. That shit does get fucking maddening for sure.
It's like Ollie Ollie World, the Souls game, the skateboarding of Souls games.
You're just gonna talk about all
Souls game of
skateboarding games this
skateboarding.
whole fucking episode.
Yeah, Ollie Ollie World, which is a fucking amazing game, by the way. But Sheamus is saying that. I know Sheamus has beaten all those Souls games and likes those.
Right,
You're
it's an
playing Lies of
amazing
P
game,
right
but I'm
now.
having a hard time like sticking with it, and it's actually easier than most of those games.
Yeah.
But still, it's still frustrating. I just
shit.
want to like get through the game. I don't want to
Yeah.
play the game over. That's not replay value to me. Is dying and having to replay the same segments.
Now, I'll put 200 hours into a game if I'm getting through it, like Persona. Like I love those games, and like I'll put 200 hours and get through the whole fucking game, and not the first 20 minutes of the game. Like,
You gotta grind. You gotta grind with those games a little bit. Again, like I'm not a Souls game. Like I wish Elden Ring was like more of an RPG, and it was lacking story. I know it's there, but you had to really look for it and read things.
Again-
Who wants to read things? AKA Sean, your
Again,
brother.
but if
you
I
need
want
the
to
audio.
grind, like I'd rather have be like a Diablo grind or just like an open world RPG, not like the same scripted. They're in the same goddamn spot. Their backs turned to you each time or whatever. I don't want to do that, even though I appreciate the games and I love them. That's not what I want to do. I want to like.
I get it.
Yeah. No, I
Returnal.
feel that.
Returnal could have been
Returnal
better
was
if it was an
amazing. It's
RPG
such
as well,
smooth, fluid combat. The worlds and the creatures were cool.
Fuck, I
but
want to play
like
that so bad.
starting you all the way back at the beginning every time, like kiss my.
And I love rogue
ass.
games. Rogue games are my jam.
I like
fucking love it.
roguelite.
Me too. I fucking
Roguelite
love
because
roguelikes.
rogue's
Hades.
too much.
Hades, the White
Hades-
Bastards.
Hades
come on.
Could have
The
been
White Bastard.
Hades could be on the list for me here because Hades was amazing. The animation, like the combat, was so much fun. But don't start me back at the beginning. Let me start like you can have like waypoints, you know. Let me start like a world few ahead. I'm not starting the whole game over again. I don't have time for this. There's other games to play.
Endless Dungeon, same thing. Yeah.
What whose turn is it now? I've totally lost track.
That's me, and I'm gonna go with a game that really I don't know. I was gonna go with Dying Light 2, but I'm gonna go with Back for Blood. I thought Back for Blood, the Left 4 Dead 2 successor, kind of, because it was like Turtle Rock Studios, I believe.
And I think
I love it too.
Dying
I'm saying
Light
it could have been better. Like
Back for Blood was better than Dying Light in my opinion. Dying Light 2 because I love Dying
yeah,
Light.
because I
1.
like that.
Even though
Yeah,
even though they
Dying
added the
Light 1 is definitely
Yamakasi
better than
elements to
those
Dying
games.
Light 2, and like just getting around was like cool, but again, it was lacking. But all right, we're talking about Back for Blood.
I love Back 4 Blood as well too. I'm just saying, like, it didn't hold my attention as much, and it was hard as fuck. Like it was one of those games where it was tough to, like, I had to beat it with the computer players
It
or
was
whatever at
hard.
the end.
But it was fun, and it felt just like Left 4 Dead in a way.
Fuck, I should have fucking played that. Uh, I played a lot of Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, and for some reason I played a shit ton of Evolve, even though that game...
Oh, dude, Evolve was the shit too, man. I love
It was...
Evolved.
Yeah, dude, when it first came out, it was good, but they fucking ruined it, and yeah, it was lacking. But I've never played Back for Blood, though, sadly.
Hell yeah, dude.
I think Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 came out at a very precious time as well, though. That
Oh,
made them
hell yeah.
special, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were obviously that type of game had been happening before, but I just feel like Left 4 Dead 2, man, it hit a fucking hype right at the right time. Like Xbox Live was just starting to hit its stride or whatever the fuck.
Well,
And,
plus it was unique.
It's great. Yeah, it's fucking fun shit.
It was
I don't know how many
unique.
times I played those same fucking 5 fucking levels they had in that game
Mercy
over
Hospital.
and over and over.
You had the fucking mall
Yeah.
where you you take that car out or whatever.
At the end there, yeah, you had the gas up the car at the end.
God, the multiplayer was
It
so
made
good.
you,
We could
like,
play as the
Keep on
zombies.
top of your game too, because you wanted to be like the top zombie killer. But when you're talking about being as zombies, I did not like playing as zombies.
Yeah. Well, it was team. That was the best part. See, it was team. It was team objective. It was strategy.
I hated being the
especially being
zombies, man. I sucked
and
at the
shit.
zombies. I'm a horrible zombie.
Oh man, I was a top class smoker in real life and zombie.
Hey-o!
Nice.
Yeah, man, the
Adam.
zombies are too weak to me.
I feel that.
Can I say secretly though, I was so hyping up and trying to get all my friends to really play Evolve. Like I was like, oh come
Same.
on, come on guys, it's same people who did Left 4 Dead, and I think I got most of my friends to buy it, but of course it didn't last long.
Then they all got mad at you.
Yeah, they did probably.
Thanks, Gregg.
I think I played
Dude.
Evolve with you, and it didn't last long.
It gave me ED.
Yeah, Ryan's game sharing with me now. You're welcome.
Greatest
Holy
thing that's ever
shit.
happened to me.
Yeah.
I love you, kids.
I mean, dude, being
Gregg
game
buys every
share
game.
with Gregg is like winning the lottery, man. He buys every game that comes out.
Hey,
I know. I downloaded Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man 2, and I'm just like, I love it.
dude, don't sleep on Dead Island 2, and there's more.
I feel like I'm gonna be playing Baldur's Gate for the immediate, I don't know, next year.
You can
or
hop.
so.
You can hop.
19 years.
Can he hop in with us? Does game share work where he can play with us?
Yeah, I was gonna say yes, of course it can, but
He's not.
He's not
So-
going to.
so-
He's not going to play. A game.
So
He's not gonna
Greg and I
with us
play
and
games
podcast.
together all the time,
Right.
but Ryan seems to not play multiplayer.
All right. I just want to explain my situation, okay? I have 5 kids. I have 900 square feet of house. I sleep in the fucking living room with my wife because we fucking pimped out all our rooms for all the kids. I got
Oh,
one
shit.
TV. I got fucking my PS5. There's always somebody's like, Dad, can you give me a glass of water? Dad, can you give me something to eat? Dad, I need a towel.
Ryan,
Dad, can you
why
give me
So
some
when you're
cereal?"
playing video games, you just want to be. You're unwinding and want to be.
I'm
alone.
selfish.
All right.
I don't get it. You're fired.
I'm the worst online friend ever. People is like, oh, what's your gamer fucking name? He's like, we'll play together. I'm like, sure we will.
Well, that's weird anyway when you're like, yeah, I already play with only a certain amount of people.
Me,
so
myself,
we're
and
not
I.
bringing anyone else in. Our party on PlayStation's called You Gonna Join That Party? What's up? Advertising
What's
to our
up?
podcast fucking for the PlayStation members.
By the way, whoever like names or keeps changing the name on the podcast on like Twitter, it fucking warms my heart.
Oh, that's totally me.
the one where it's like we say fuck. I love that so much.
No, that's
Well,
Ryan.
thank you. I appreciate that.
That's
We're
our
like
Ryan.
quite possibly the greatest podcast ever or something.
I think that's our current moniker.
Oh my fucking god. Speaking of shit that cracks me up, I'm gonna talk about Final Fantasy 15 because like damn, that game was it was pretty close to being good, but then they were like, oh, to get the full fucking story you have to buy this DLC, but wait, we're canceling that DLC, bitch. So like it's this whole they planned this whole like extended universe for Final Fantasy 15 instead of just putting it all in the fucking game like they have been for so many years. They were like, okay, well, so a little bit of the story is in this demo that you can't download anymore. You get some from the game, and then there were like fucking 4 DLC packs. Then they made a movie, a fucking anime, and then they were like, oh, let's do more DLC. And then they canceled the rest of the DLC. So, and that fucking
it's all because of Disney. Their whores are selling all their content.
was that really?
All right, but let me pose this question.
Yes.
Name a better boy band in video game history. You
Like
can't.
actually in a boy band? It wasn't One Direction in Fortnite one time?
Fortnite has everything. Fortnite
that's Gregg or Sheamus
has everybody involved.
They have Lego stuff and no, we're not talking about Fortnite. Holy fuck. Getting anywhere in Final Fantasy 15 is such a fucking chore because like your characters, I mean they do have a sprint, but they run so fucking slow and the world is so fucking big and spread out. It's like, hey, a sand dune. And then you get to another sand dune. And then you get to a town and yeah.
This is the boy band one, right? With the car.
Yep, with the Mercedes
you push the
or whatever.
Car.
30 hours and then it's just like it fell flat.
Yeah, it was.
Well, one of your dudes gets injured like midway through the game, and he's useless after that. He's got his arm bandaged up and shit. And
your dudes weren't interesting at all.
Part.
You know, they may have been comical a couple times, but they really, I want like Joe Abercrombie characters in the video game.
Yeah, but how is their hair?
No,
their hair is sweet.
JRPG as usual.
They hyped him up pretty. I don't want to say pretty well. They hyped him up like at the beginning. It was like, haha, this one's a chef. Haha, this one's professional and he's all serious. Haha, this one's a goofy, muscle bro.
Right, it was Final Fantasy Jersey Shore. They're driving around looking for chickaboos.
Fucking, it's what's that one show? The Amazing Race. There we go. It's The Amazing Race, but Final Fantasy.
Because it's
there you go.
That's the one I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the whole name. It's such a mouthful.
I used to work with a dude from that show.
Holy shit,
Dylan.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dylan. Miss you, buddy.
Miss you, Dylan.
Yeah, dude, he's a piece of shit.
No, I miss him every single day. Rep Dylan.
Yeah.
I know
Wow.
I beat this game. I know, but I didn't hate the ending. I liked when the fucking chick and the dude turned into the fucking logo. I thought, that's
I didn't make it close to the end.
Oh,
wait, what?
I liked that the summons were fucking colossal. Like that shit was sweet. Like Rama is this towering fucking barbarian, like just zapping bitches with lightning and shit. That was cool.
What was the last one where you got to play like Ifrit?
I think Final Fantasy X, maybe? No, 13 because they turned into vehicles.
Like,
Transformers.
This is after 15. Remember that one? Yeah,
you're talking about the new one.
You
16.
actually got to play as the summons in like real time, like battle. That was kind of cool.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, that one should be. That shit too. Yeah, that one should be on this list as well too. What's up?
But that was way cooler than
it did.
Just summoning them. I mean, the summons were badass in 15. I agree. But playing as in that scene was cool. Fighting as Ifrit versus when you find out you like killed the prince or whatever. I don't want to do any more spoilers.
Yeah. But. Well, not to hijack your game. Yeah, that game could have been fucking amazing if it was open world. The newest.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. No, it's like you stop at a level and it's like you.
And I loved it, and I was engaged in the story. But
it was still good. Yeah, the story was cool. It was violent too.
It was very gory.
That's cool.
Most goriest Final Fantasy game I've ever played.
Yep. Yeah, it was mature. It was cool. But again, the graphics were awesome. And combat was cool. The combat was kind of boring as well too. Now I think about it, it's pretty easy.
Damn it! I need to get a PS5.
Yeah, you do nowadays.
Yeah, you do, dude. Well, I mean, it's got the best exclusives.
Xbox just doesn't have the games.
Yeah, PlayStation has all the same games as Xbox, and then the exclusives, and it's just too much. I'm not trying to be like a PlayStation fanboy because I was an Xbox guy myself, but if anything comes out for Xbox, then I got the Xbox.
Let's take an ad break. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, Super Potters? Tommy here. I just want to give a big shout out to our patrons. They are all wonderful, stand-up fellows. Thank you, Adam, Jameson, Jared, and a novel console for your support. It genuinely means the world to Aaron and I to have such handsome, talented patrons. And I truly believe the universe will reward you in some karmic way for being a patron to Super Pod Saga. Thank you.
It's really important to stay hydrated. They say to drink 8 to 10 cups of water per day to stay properly hydrated, but sometimes that can be difficult to do and completely inconvenient, and most of us don't feel like carrying a gallon of water with us at all times. That's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the category-winning hydration brand fueling your well-being, and their hydration multiplier is the one product you're missing in your daily routine. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Use it first thing in the morning, before a workout, when you feel run down, after a long night out, or on long flights. Man, in Iowa, the summers can be brutal. 90 degrees and tons of humidity, and that just saps the energy and water right out of your system within just a few minutes. Luckily, Liquid IV hydrates 2 times faster than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. It's very important to replace those electrolytes, you know? And I just love how quick and easy it is to use Liquid IV. You just get one packet and a bottle of water, and you just pour that packet into the bottle of water, shake the heck out of it, and bam, you are good to go. Since using Liquid IV, I've felt way more alert, active, and just plain better versus drinking water alone. My favorite flavors to go to are the Yuzu Pineapple Energy Multiplier and the Tropical Punch Hydration Multiplier. I can't get enough of those ones. And what makes them even better is, like I mentioned earlier, they're packed with 5 essential vitamins like B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. And again, 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks. And they're non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy, which is just great. So you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SUPERPODSAGA at checkout. That's 20% off anything when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SUPERPODSAGA, SUPERPODSAGA at liquidiv.com. You have a great one, superstars.
Hey there, Super Potters! You may be wondering how Aaron and I, bumbling idiots that we are, managed to record, edit, and distribute our world-class podcast, the Super Pod Saga. The answer, dear listeners, is Zencastr. Let me tell you more. It is so easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen, knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. It's an all-in-one service! If you have thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and distribute it to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code SUPERPODSAGA and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
If you're a fan of coffee and you're looking for something different, I think we've got just the thing for you. That's Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is not your usual coffee company. Of course, it's all sugar-free, gluten-free, all that stuff because it's just coffee, nothing added to it. But they roast each batch of coffee beans to your order, and they've got just a bazillion different flavors to choose from. They've got your usual French vanilla, salted caramel, they've got Irish cream, of course they've got decaf, single origin coffees like Kenya, Guatemala, stuff like that, even what they call high voltage, which is extra strength, extra caffeine. But they have all sorts of other awesome kind of out of the box flavors. They've got ones like cotton candy, maple bacon, and even mint chocolate chip ice cream. And they're always coming up with new crossover flavors, like they've done a bunch for Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, even Spider-Man, of all things. And they're also coming up with new seasonal flavors all the time. If this sounds right up your alley, feel free to use the link in our episode description and use coupon code SUPERPODSAGA at checkout to get 20% off your order. That's SUPERPODSAGA at checkout to get 20% off your order. And if you're not just in the market for coffee, you can also get some sweet mugs. They've got lots of cool shirts. They've got all sorts of different brewing equipment like French presses, stuff like that. Just head on over to bonescoffee.com, or again, use the link in our episode description and get 20% off. Get yourself a new interesting flavor and spice up your morning routine with Bones Coffee. I really hope you enjoy. I'm a really big fan of it, and I hope you find one that really hooks you. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one. Hey, have you guys ever been in need of giraffes? Like immediately, like yesterday, you needed giraffes?
I mean, all the time. I'm like only 5'8", so yeah.
Jeffrey?
I do anything for a giraffe.
Anything. Let me introduce to you guys the Overnight Giraffes, the world's first and only expedited giraffe shipping freight company. They ship only the finest African giraffes, because I don't know where the fuck else giraffes come from. If not Africa, where the fuck else are they?
That's legal.
But yeah,
Zoos.
Hey.
You can see them in zoos.
it is now.
Proud customer here. I'm looking in all my neighbors' windows.
Overnight Giraffes will overnight ship you a giraffe for whatever. It's your giraffe. Once you buy it, it's yours. You can use it for whatever the fuck you want to use it for. If you want to use it to hang up the finest oil paintings that you have in your home, if you want to use it for spying on the neighbors, just to get on top of the chimney and hang up some Christmas decorations,
There's
whatever.
This
It's
cute girl in the dog park. I'm looking for an excuse to meet.
bring your giraffe to the dog park. It's just galloping along next to the other dogs.
Whoa, whoa,
Not
whoa, whoa.
other dogs, but like.
Aaron, are you saying if I want a giraffe in time for the holidays, I can get one tomorrow?
Yeah. In fact, it'll be there in I'm looking at my wrist like I have a watch on. 2 hours.
This
It'll
is
be there in 2
incredible.
hours.
Thanks, Overnight Giraffes.
George
What's up?
Mackay.
Yeah, thanks, Overnight Giraffes. And we're back.
Welcome.
Yeah, whose turn is it now?
Mine, Sheamus. I'm going to talk about Horizon games.
Ooh, controversial.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people love them. A lot of people put many hours into them. I thought they were great, but I had a hard time staying interested in them. I never liked playing games where all you fight is machines. It's just boring. Like, I love, like just kind of like the Nier games, which I loved. Nier Automatica, Nier Replicant. But the creatures you fight get boring. I mean, the gameplay, like, I know there's a lot of weapons, there's a lot of, I don't know. I'm not a violent person. But I like gore, I like realism. Like, The Last of Us would have gotten old if all we had to fight was zombies.
Well, the machines bleed
That's
oil,
true.
man. They bleed.
That's cool.
And you did fight enemies as well too. There's other tribes and stuff. I'm not saying. I think the problem with Horizon is just so much to do. It's overwhelming. I think that was your issue.
I just think there's other games that have done it all better. And
yeah, Horizon was pretty fucking.
like I said,
dope.
and I'm not saying that games with zombies strictly as antagonists are bad or boring. I'm just saying, like, The Last of Us tried to stick with plausible zombie mutations, right? Whilst being sci-fi, they tried to keep a semblance of believability, but they really didn't have that many zombie types, right? Or infected, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they had tons of robots.
Yeah, there was tons of robots. I don't want to fight robots. That was my problem with the Nier games.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight crocodile robots or hawk robots
No.
or elephant
Dude,
robots.
Hawkbots?
Yeah. Or robot
Fuck yeah.
robots. Yeah, it was a pretty good
Robot
game.
robots.
And
No,
you can turn
I want to fight
robots.
croc mutations like Resident Evil 4.
Scary.
Ooh, or the leeches like Resident Evil 0 and a Robo Leech.
Yes.
Mm.
I just don't want to fight the same machines. I don't know.
I feel ya. You were talking about how you don't like fighting machines over and over, and I just had a game in my fucking mind. Somebody talk until I remember. What the fuck was I thinking about?
Don't. Under
Benedict Dyson.
stand
Keep going.
talk
Machines.
robot battle
Yeah.
Fuck.
explosions
Oh
circuitry
man.
hardwired
Coolant. Leaking coolant.
circuitry Gatling gun arms
This is perfect. Fuck, I don't remember what the hell I was thinking. God damn it.
Cyberpunk.
I've failed you guys. I'm real sorry.
You
End the show. Cancel it.
And we're done.
I didn't play much Horizon. I tried to get into it
You're-
as well. I didn't find Grimlock anywhere, so I
Also,
Grimlock.
Areola, whatever her name was.
It's Aloy.
Aioli.
It's Aloy.
She
Areola.
talked way too much, or whomever her AI talked way too much. Like, just shut up and let me
Well,
get in this door.
well, if you didn't like that in the first one, you're gonna love it in the second one.
Right.
It's even
I
worse.
barely played I played the second one even less than I played the first one.
Listen, the first one was definitely like an 8.5, 9. Another great
Okay.
PlayStation exclusive.
7.5, 8. 8 is borderline great. That's not great. That should have been great.
Listen, it was pretty good.
Okay, it's pretty good. I
Alright,
agree.
great.
It was pretty
I'm
good.
I'm gonna go into my next pick then.
Okay.
All right. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep, I feel it.
Fantastic combat and like moment to moment gameplay. All the base building shit. And the story, obviously, Hideo Kojima pieced out like halfway through it, and we never got to see how the game should have gone, but just one of my favorite franchises, just to go out like that, no good.
I had always heard Phantom Pain was like amazing and like a one of the didn't it get like amazing reviews as well?
It could have been amazing. It was great. It was good.
Yeah, I think the story was unfinished when Kojima left,
Yeah.
which I think it was like about halfway through the game's completion when he
Yeah.
left.
You can see sketches of how he wanted to end it if you want.
I mean,
But
remember Sniper Girl?
Yeah.
She came in and she was like a vampire sniper girl or something. It was crazy. That was a cool cinematic scene where she was taking out all the soldiers.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, and you
There's
can
some
ride
cool shit in
horses
it.
in that game too, can't you? That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
you can, and you could ride Tiny Ed 209s.
And just smoke cigarettes.
Oh, you can smoke. Sweet.
What Metal Gear Solid game couldn't you not smoke cigarettes?
That's true. It gives you health, I think.
No, it gave you help, or it gave you something, but I felt like it took
I
something
think
away.
it took away
Took
from
away,
your
yeah.
health.
Oh, didn't? Oh, okay. I thought you had like scotch and like cigarettes to fucking heal your guy.
Scotch. Oh! The game I was thinking of is Vanquish, the Platinum Games classic that fucking nobody knows about. It's Vanquish. All you fight is fucking robots.
Ooh,
Yeah.
robot
Thanks,
recall.
Vanquish.
Robot recall.
That's another game that only Tommy and Aaron played.
Dude, it's so fucking cool. Like, I'm pretty sure they remastered it for everything now, so it
that
should
the-
be on.
Is that the one with the dope slide mechanic?
Yes.
Okay.
And you
I
can smoke
played-
cigarettes too,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
Robots that smoke?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, if you're a robot, why
Well,
not
the-
smoke, right?
Well, the main character is a guy in a suit. He's got that generic like gruff guy voice.
Yeah.
My name's like Griffin something stupid Jr. And he's in this like robot suit and he's sliding all over the fucking place, like shooting and just blasting robots apart. Anyway, sorry,
I'm Tom Sizemore.
I'm Tom Selleck. Go ahead
Axel
with
Steelmore.
Sorry, yeah, what was your pick again?
Metal
Metal
Gear.
Gear Solid 5, that's right. Sorry. Shit.
Phantom Pain. Yeah, it could have
Phantom
been. I mean, I
cigarettes.
just want. I wanted to.
Cigarettes.
I wanted to finish the game. But there was so much dope shit in that, like the way you could infiltrate the bases and like booby trap jeeps and helicopters and shit.
Didn't
was
they
fucking
remake that
dope.
game?
No,
They didn't. I thought I
They
saw something
remade
about them remaking it.
no, that's Snake Eater.
Oh,
Metal Gear
right,
Solid
right, which
3
was a
they're
badass
remaking.
game.
I love hearing Tommy talk about all the goofy shit that you could do in Metal Gear Solid 5 because he was talking to me at one time about how whenever you come back to base, your dog with an eye patch comes up to you and you can pet the fuck out of him. That's cool. You can like tase a dude and knock them unconscious and then strap a balloon to them and then just watch them go.
That's the best part of the game. I fucking love doing that shit.
That shit sounds so much fun.
You can do like you can get like 5 or 6 guys at a time and watch them, and then I always look like, huh? And then go, it's fantastic. But the worst part about the dog with the eye patch, though, he has the second eye. That's just something Snake forces him to wear, like as a dominance thing, I guess.
Oh,
I gotta live this life. You do too.
He is the
Fuck,
alpha.
that sucks. That reminds me of the Just Cause games where you could like
Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's
could
fun. That's shit fun.
Strap
That's
like
fun,
bombs
too.
to cows and shit or whatever.
like jet boosters and
Those
shit.
were fun games too, but again, they fell short.
Yeah, well, all
Oh,
open world
fucking
sandbox games, you have a million things to do. They're trying to keep you occupied.
Those jet boosters, fucking
Yeah.
attaching them to cars and like watching cars pinwheel off into the air and fucking freak out, dude.
Yeah, that you could like tether everything together too in those
Yeah.
games and make the biggest fucking demolition shits happen. Good times. Good times.
Speaking of good times, who's next? I think it's Greg.
Yep. that's
Did I
me.
get that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice
Fuck
job.
yeah.
I'm going to say one of my favorite franchises. Now, I still love this game. I just think most would say it was good, not great, but would be the second BioShock, Returning to Rapture.
Ooh, I like that one.
Come on.
I mean, I love it.
They're all, yeah.
I just think the number 1 and 3 are just the better ones.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
those games are almost 10s, while BioShock 2 is like a 9.
See,
if that.
It's like more of the same,
See,
basically.
I disagree. I don't think any BioShock belongs on this list. You're a hater.
I'm not. I said it's great. I said most people. I love BioShock. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
series. I love all the games. I played them again. It took me 80 hours when I was living in LA to download BioShock series. Like it took me forever, and I replayed them and it was fucking great. The new remasters. But BioShock 2 is just you're coming back to Rapture. It's the same thing. It's still great. Again, I'll give it like a 9.5. Me personally,
It is hard because that story in BioShock 1, and when you first find the slicers and stuff, and just
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was intense, and it was just different, and it immersed you.
I still remember stepping off the elevator the very first time when I played BioShock 1 and how fucking scary that was. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't know this was like a survival horror game, kind of.
But it's not.
I'm
but yeah.
into it. But it is. It definitely has horror elements.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
scary.
But
Oh yeah, the different cool powers they gave you in the second game, like the one that lets you shoot bees or whatever. You
and
know, you
that's what I was
control
gonna
bees
say.
or
Like
something.
they added upon the whatever they call them, the
Plasmids, I think.
plasmids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were also a big daddy in the second one.
Oh yeah, you were
I've
like,
always been one, Greg.
Well, I know. Well, I don't
There's
want
a-
to state the
there's a-
obvious.
there's a big daddy in all of us. He was like Delta or something, or like Alpha. Man, what is his name?
Daddy Delta.
Oh, the fucking,
Daddy.
oh,
Big Daddy Delta.
Ryan or fucking Andrew Ryan. The fucking Andrew Ryan was the fucking. Would you kindly? That dude.
Yeah, his name is Delta. Okay,
Okay.
Oh, Delta. Yeah, the
he's like a prototype
oh yeah,
Big
there's
Daddy.
yeah, there's Delta and there's Rosie and yeah, all those different.
He's like-
daddies.
He's like the Ed 209 of Big Daddy.
Damn.
Fuck constant
He's
209.
fixated.
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry, dude. Every fucking pick, he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's like Ed 209."
I mean, there was a lot of shock and awe the first time we saw the Ed 209 for sure.
Oh god, I'm gonna throw up, dude. Oh, Ed 209 is great. Oh shit.
I
Holy
think
fuck.
that's back to you, Aaron, if you got one more.
I do. My last one I have is have you guys ever heard of the game Carrion? Carrion?
Yes, yeah. When you're the fucking like disease thing, and you keep on like getting bigger and shit.
Yeah, dude, that game. I bought it on Switch when it came out, and it was fucking awesome. You play as this blob, you break out of containment,
Yep.
and you can eat soldiers to grow bigger, and you'll like slither around and gain new powers, like the ability to break through wooden walls, which seems like something you would already have, being this big fucking blob, but nope.
So was it a Metroidvania or something?
It
Yeah,
is in a
yep.
way. Yep.
Yep. There's all sorts of other cool powers you get. And it was all so fucking sweet. Like you just use your tentacles to grab soldiers and fucking eat them, avoid
Scientists and
fire.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like
scientists.
a villain. So Ryan, you have this game as well.
I have it on Switch.
Oh.
Dude,
have you guys played the sequel?
what? There's
Carrion
what?
2?
Yeah, it's
What?
called My Wayward Son.
Oh.
Oh, what are you talking? Oh my
Nice.
god! I typed into Google. You fucking got me. You rickrolled my ass.
Oh,
That was really bad, but I couldn't stop myself.
I'm
I'm
No, you
sorry.
got me.
That was good. I
Holy
appreciate
shit.
that.
I'm a fool.
Don't you cry no more.
Ed 209.
He's definitely in the video.
Yeah, so you get all your upgrades, all that shit. It feels a lot like those like stealth sections in Batman, where you're like the Batman Arkham games, where you're like picking off the guys one by one. So you have to like slither through vents and like take out the small guys first, and then take out like the flamethrower
That was
dudes.
kind of cool in the Arkham games, but then let's move forward to Spider-Man, and you got to play as Mary Jane, and it's not so much fun.
So what the game's it's the game of the year, Spider-Man 2 in my world.
Spider-Man 3, Mary Jane.
Let's go.
The stealth files. No thanks.
Yeah, you play as probably Mary Jane and then the deaf girl who spray paints as well. You do a mission with her in the new one, and it's like, all right, what are we doing here?
Spider-Man 5, Uncle Ben, and it's just a still image of a grave for 14 hours.
We're gonna play A Quiet Place, the video game, as the deaf girl.
Nice.
Holy
that actually
shit.
sounds pretty dope.
Where Carrion sucks though is that it's fucking short. It's like 5 hours, maybe if even that, maybe like 4 hours if you know where to go. And fucking getting around, like, so games like Symphony of the Night or like Super Metroid and shit like that, getting around is fun. You just jump around, flip around,
Right.
grapple beam, turn into bats and shit. But Carrion, you're constantly just slithering along, and like getting from place to place takes forever. There's no fast travel.
Yeah, you're gonna lose me.
It's,
You're gonna lose me at that point.
Wait, hold on a
Aaron,
second.
Yeah,
hold on a second. Okay, carry on.
Oh god.
Ed 209. Anyway,
Look, I don't know if you guys know the complexity of animating blob mechanics.
It sounds
But
it sounds easier than
gotta have a
it sounds
shorter
easier
game.
than smashing a city like Godzilla would.
I know all about Flubber.
Flubber, dude. Yeah. The Nutty Professor, the game.
Right, most developers only have to lift their shirt up. Sorry.
Oh,
we
man.
appreciate what you do.
No, it's all good.
I wasn't talking
yeah,
to you,
the game.
Aaron.
Fuck, man. The main menu for the game is really fucking cool because it's just like this series of like teeth and mouths and shit, and like with every option you click on, it goes like further into its mouth and shit. That's really cool. But yeah,
Nice.
it was just fucking
What was
short.
that movie with
The Blob?
teeth vagina? Or...
Oh, it's just teeth.
Oh, teeth, yeah.
Yep.
That'd be a terrible game.
Vagina dentata. The rumors are
They
true,
need to do
or whatever.
Slither the movie.
Oh, Slither was a
Not
great
the
one.
one. Not with Sharon Stone.
See, I feel
Not
like
that one.
Slither could use a sequel.
Hell yeah. Was it Slither? Was it called Slither?
And I want Nathan Fillion back in it.
I want that, like Slither, but it's all leeches. Like, just give me big leeches, like Leeches, the movie.
I'm so fucking hungry. They were playing that. They were playing that shit on the Workaholics podcast, and they were like, "I don't know where it's from." And I just wanted to like reach in the radio. I'm like, "It's fucking Slither."
I've gotta suck something. Holy shit! That's it for my picks, though. That's it.
Same.
That's
I got a couple more.
all right. Rattle them off. Lightning round.
Days Gone.
Oh,
Slow start. I remember like being like, give me new weapons already. Like how far do I have to go into this? Again, I thought the story was lacking. I heard that maybe it picked up in the end. I just didn't give it a chance. The characters were annoying. Like I couldn't stand the characters in that.
Sam Witwer. I love it. Riding through this world.
It was basically like a lesser Last of Us for me. And, I'd rather play The Last of Us.
Listen,
I just want to throw in
That's
real
what I've
quick. There is a siphon filter connection in Days Gone and siphon filter. What's up? All right, next one, James. Go.
Alien Fire Team.
No correlation to RoboCop. At 209. All right, next one. Cyberpunk. Obviously, when it first launched, I hear it's fixed now, and I plan on going back to it, especially with the DLC. But that one left me like pissed off. It was so buggy and.
Give me my money back, you
right,
bitch.
how much money did they actually have to refund?
Fuck, I'm surprised. Or fuck, I'd be surprised if they even made money off of that fucking game.
Apparently they have off of the add-on.
Yeah, I think they got a lot of good nature from fucking fixing that shit, and the DLC is supposed to be really good as well.
Yeah, it is. I got it too. Also, Forspoken. Fuck that game.
Oh, Forspoken. Yep. These are my last two like games I thought would have been great but sucked. Forspoken clearly was on that list. I wanted it to be so good, and it was bland. The story was dull. I hope that they do something with that format because like the combat was really fun and like the diversity of the powers and stuff. But Forspoken fell flat. It was a dud.
That's what I fucking heard.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was
I heard the
terrible.
writing was terrible.
Yeah, it was so
horrible.
boring. The story was awful. It was again, and like my second one for games that would be great but sucked. Dark Alliance.
I think it was just us. I think we just got tricked by that trailer.
That trailer, like whoever made that trailer,
yeah.
God damn, you are a fluffer. You're good at what you do for making a shit game like that look good.
Yeah, I almost bought it because it actually looked fucking good, but then I hear people saying, "Nope, it's Moose Dookie. Don't do it."
They really polished a turd on that one.
Yeah, those guys should definitely be in advertising, but they make shit look good.
Here's another dumb game that you'd only get on Super Pod Saga. Eastward. Holy shit, that game sounds good, looks good, it plays all right. The story can fucking choke on my asshole though because there's so many loose ends they don't tie up, like so many little mysteries they don't ever explain. Like the story is like ramps up and seems like it's going to be really really fucking good, like all this catastrophic like cataclysmic fucking level story shit toward the end, but then the game suddenly ends and it's like, well damn, what do I do now? I've just got my peenie in my hand and like what am I supposed to do with it now?
Okay, so I don't know, it looks like a overhead RPG. I've never heard of it.
It's basically like Link to the Past, but with like a lot more shit. It's got like a lot of cool, like it's like side dungeons, and there's this cool little like mini RPG that you can play in the game. Like when you go to stores, there's this TV with this like Dreamcast, and you can play. I think it's called like
Nice.
like no, it's like Dragon Bound or something. The game was almost great, but fuck it.
Oh, hold on. Just interject. CD Projekt Red for Cyberpunk 2077 acknowledges about 51.2 million were refunded.
Holy shit.
That's gotta hurt. Supposedly they made it up with the DLC, which I hear is amazing. So I'll give them another chance.
Good on them.
But yeah, this Eastward looks cool. I mean, I like the artwork. It looks like a cool overhead RPG or whatever it is.
You definitely get it if you want to be disappointed.
I just want to throw in real quick Fire Team and World War Z.
Yeah,
those
absolutely.
Those games both could have been really cool.
Both of those
kind of sucked.
World War Z.
Yeah, World War Z was actually kind of fucking legit a little bit. But
they wanted to be the last of Left 4 Dead, but
yeah,
they weren't.
Yeah, they had to wait for the old Back 4 Blood to come back and be really good, but not as good. Left 4 Dead 2, one of the greatest games of all time.
Count it.
Left 4 Dead 2. All right.
I just want to say thanks for having us, Aaron.
No, thank you.
You bet, dude. It's great having
And-
all you guys here. We'll have to
and
have you on
Tommy.
again sometime. Yeah, whenever Tommy's internet fucking works. Goddamn
I know,
Cox.
what the heck?
So stupid. Of course it was today. Ooh, status update. It's still down.
Wow.
His internet is still down, dude.
Well, yeah, maybe we can come on again, and maybe we can have you on our show. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Hell yeah, shoot us a message on Twitter anytime.
Word.
Sick.
All right. Yeah, where can the awesome listeners find you guys and or your show?
Spotify, Apple Podcast Music. We're on YouTube. Anchors are Patreon, but we're the You Can Eat That Crust podcast, and we release every Monday or every other Monday, depending on when we can, because life.
Life.
It takes me 3 hours to load the files and to edit the episodes.
Yeah.
Load them into GarageBand.
Yeah.
Well, we
Anyhow,
appreciate you.
thanks for having us, man.
You bet, dudes. It's of course. If anybody listening to this doesn't know where to find Superpod Saga, I mean, you've already found us because you're listening. But just go to superpodsaga.com, and that's it. Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye,
See ya.
everybody.
Goodbye. Thanks for having us. Nice meeting you, Aaron. Tell Tommy we said hello. It was good to talk to him for a few minutes before he had difficulties. But it was a pleasure.
It was.
I feel like the minute you hang this up, Tommy's gonna call us like they were just dicks.
Maybe. He wasn't
thanks again.
having it.
We love you, Tommy. We love you.
We do. We'll bring you on for a rebuttal.
It'll be
Yeah,
all
yeah.
about Ed 209s.
Yeah, I fucking hate you guys. You guys are fucking terrible.
Holy shit. Well, goodbye, listeners.
See ya.
Say bye.
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 Bye.